All right, so tell me why I just did a whole video on this one topic, okay? And I realized it was not recording. I don't know if I pressed a button. I don't know if my cat jumped, because she did jump on here at one point. I don't know if she hit something. Here we are again.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
All right, okay, all right. I'm not going to cheap out on you guys, okay? I'm going to hit every single point that I hit prior, but bear with me, okay? I don't know if I could be as great as the unrecorded version. All right, so let's just dive straight into this. So ESPN experts voted on Victor Wembanyama winning Most Improved Player of the Year, and I think that this is quite a big deal. And I'll give you my take on why I think this is a big deal. But you can see here, 14% of first place votes went to Victor Wembanyama. So if you're just looking at some of the last most improved players that won the award, you know, I remember back in the day, it seemed like it wasn't necessarily players that were stars in the league. It was reserved for guys that, yeah, you know, they might have been a role player, and then, you know, they had a big season the year after. You know, you have a few down here. You know, you got Tracy McGrady, big name there. Danny Granger was pretty big at some point, but, you know, I wouldn't call him a superstar at any point in his career. But you have Paul George, right? Jimmy Butler, who we all respect significantly now. Giannis. But the last few years, it seems like they've definitely been giving it to guys with bigger names in the league. Tyrese Maxey, I would say, is a star. Lauri Markkanen, I would say, is a star. And Ja Morant, I would say, is a superstar. So when it comes to winning this award, it's definitely possible. And I think maybe the NBA have been actively trying to change the perception of this award, because people usually don't really care about it. But the last few years, it's been some pretty big names winning it. But with that being said, just jumping into some of the big names here, we'll just do Ja Morant and Tyrese Maxey. Ja Morant, when he won it, just keeping things in perspective, he jumped from 19 points per game to an astounding 27 points per game. Field goal percentage increased from 45-ish% to 49%. You can see 3-point percentage, 30% to 34%. Free throw percentage went up pretty well as well. You can see that his rebounds, he averaged almost 2 more rebounds, and the only thing in his repertoire that went down at all would be assists, and it didn't even go down a whole assist less. And minutes wise, he didn't even go up a whole minute from the season prior. So he definitely deserved it. I know some people wanted to give it to a few other players, right? I know DeJounte Murray was pretty upset about not winning it. But, you know, I do think that he did deserve it. It's just you could have given it to, you know, some other players as well. And then you jump to Tyrese Maxey, and same thing, right? Pretty big shift here from 20 points to 26 points, basically. Field goal percentage went down quite a bit, 3 percentage points down. 3-point percentage went down quite a bit, from 43 to 37, but 37 is still a great percentage. And then you can see here, free throw percentage went up, and everything else stayed about the same, except for assists that went up quite a bit from 3.5 to 6, and then rebounds 2.9 to 3.7, which isn't that big of a jump, but he definitely deserved it as well. But as far as minutes wise, he played way more minutes. So, but here's the thing, keeping things in context here. So we can just keep on the lower end of, you know, who won it. Tyrese Maxey, who just recently won it, in which he went up about 6 points. So let's just say hypothetically, Wembanyama goes up 6 points. So from 21 points per game, let's say he goes up 6 points, and now you're at 27 points per game. So you're competing with Ja Morant here, right? As far as how many points you're scoring. So if he's scoring 27 points per game, I'm gonna be real with you. I think that he would be an MVP candidate at that point. If the Spurs are at least in the playoffs or 8th seed-ish, I think he's an MVP candidate if next season he puts up 27 points per game. So I would go just a step further than most improved player, and I would say he would be an MVP candidate. And the reason why I say that is because 27 points per game, along with 1.2 steals, That's not going to change. He's going to at least get a steal per game. Blocks, the only way I can see his blocks becoming less his second season is if guys are actively trying to avoid him even more. But I still don't think it matters, because we've seen plenty of occasions in this last season where people got the memo and they actively tried to avoid him and still couldn't. So blocks, yes, I still think that he'll be averaging at least 3 blocks per game. Rebounds won't change. He's just too big, and he's gotten even better at boxing out. That won't change. It'll only go up from here. And then we're just praying to the gods that his 3-point percentage increase a little bit and his field goal percentage increase a little bit. But yeah, so if you're looking at his stats right now and you're adding on 6 points possibly to that, because that's what type of jump it probably would need to happen for him to win it. Yeah, guys, you're looking at MVP candidate. Look at the last MVP winners here. You can look at Nikola Jokic, who scored 26 points per game, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, which is huge. Blocks, not really that existent. But you look at other points per games, right? 26, 33, 27, 26, 29, 27. So around that 27 range, he definitely could be in that conversation. But what's going to really separate him from all of the others is that defense. The last time someone even got close to Wembanyama's 3.6 was Tim Duncan in 2003. So we're talking 21 years ago, the last time someone hit his type of blocks per game. I don't think anybody's going to compete with that this next season while also putting up a substantial amount of points per game. Now, also keep in mind as well, I'll be foolish to avoid this. Field goal percentages have been out the roof as well. So they do take into account the efficiency of the player. Because you can see here that Nikola Jokic has 58%, so nearly 60 field goal percentage. Joel Embiid, 55. Then you got 58 again, 56, 55, 57. And the last time we had someone under 50 was about 6 years ago with James Harden at 44, about 45%. And even, Russell Westbrook. And it took a lot for them to give it to Russell. They did not want to give it to Russell, but he had 43%. So he was kind of an anomaly, especially where his team was placed that year. I think they might have been 8th, 7th seed. Actually, I can just look it up right now. I don't even have to. 2097 NBA season standings. Let's see where OKC were. Oh, that's sad. That's sad that our Spurs are right here. That's kind of sad. They were 6th seed. They were 6th seed that season, I believe. Let me make sure it's the right 2020. Yeah. So they were the 6th seed that season. So yeah, you would have to just scrape, and they did not want to give it to him even at 6th seed, which isn't terrible, all things considered. The West being so difficult. I mean, you have the hard hitters between Warriors, Spurs, Rockets, and everyone else. It was pretty tough. But I'm sorry, got off topic a little bit. But yeah, I just genuinely do believe that if he's able to get to 26, 27 points per game, no doubt in my mind that he would also be in that conversation if the Spurs were to also be scraping the playoffs, right? 8th, 7th seed. They would at least talk about it. Will he win? Probably not, right? I know that I've held the position when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year that it doesn't necessarily matter where your team is. It's about individual defense, and I still hold to that. But with MVP, I do feel a little bit different about that. I think winning should take into account we're talking about a player that's so good that he is impacting winning on his team. It's not good enough to be on a trash team and just, have good performances. You definitely need to impact winning. You are the MVP, the most valuable player in the NBA, right, for your squad. So I do feel a little bit different when it comes to the MVP award. But yeah, so don't think he will win it, but he'll at least be in that conversation. So we could be seeing a huge leap if this is true at all, that he is the winner of most improved player. That would be huge. So let me know what you think. gosh, can't believe I had to go through this whole topic a second time. But because of all my troubles, guys, because it's so difficult. It's so difficult sometimes. I'm just kidding. Please subscribe, leave a like, comment, anything below. It doesn't really matter. Comment Star Wars, your favorite Star Wars character. It doesn't matter, okay? I'll start Darth Maul. I'm gonna go with Darth Maul. All right, so you just comment whatever you want. It helps the algorithm, that is. I'll get with you guys later, man. Until next time, bye.